Hi, this is Carol's Carol Joes, and today we are making the Beaded Zip Buddy zipper pull. What you're going to need for supplies today is a 14 millimeter octagon, 3 14 by 8 millimeter abacus. You'll need a lobster claw clasp with a swivel at the bottom, and then you will need cord. The color of the cord is whatever you prefer to use. And the diameter of the cord, you can use either the 1.5 or the 2.0. That is up to you on which one you would like to use. Next, the supplies that you are going to need for this project are a pair of scissors to cut your cord. You will need a torch of some sort. I use the butane torch. You can use a lighter if you choose. And then you will need a loop turner. And it doesn't matter if it's the long or short loop turner, it's whatever you prefer. And then depending on if you need help with getting the knots tied tight, you can use a chain nose plier or you could use the knot gripper. Up to you on those. Now to get started on the project, I'm going to be using the blue 14 millimeter octagon. I have a red, white, and yellow abacus bead. I'm going to put them on a loop turner here, working with the bead that is at the bottom of the zipper pull. So that would be our abacus. So I'm going to put them on in the order from the bottom to the top. So we've got our 14 millimeter octagon, the red abacus, white abacus, yellow abacus. So then we got those all on. Then you will need a 18-inch cord. I've already pre-cut mine here. I'm going to grab my lobster claw clasp with that swivel at the bottom. I'm going to take my cord, go through this part of the swivel. I don't want them to be even like this. I want to have one a little bit longer than the other. And the reason being is if you notice here at the bottom, we have a loop. That loop is what's going to come from our longer piece. So then once we've got that on there and at the length that we want it at the end, take your finger, wrap the cord around your finger, pull your finger off, bring both of those ends through the center hole. We're just going to create a knot. Bring those up to the top. It doesn't have to be right at the top unless that's what you choose, but I'm going to have mine just a little bit down. Next, we're going to take these two pieces and put them on the hook at the bottom of the shorter one. Close up that hook, push those down, and then on the outside, use your fingers to hold the beads and push the beads down. And we're going to pull through those cords. Oh, we're right there. Got to pull that cord out. Now, here's where the fun begins. We want to create that loop at the end like this. So we're going to create our loop. And we want to go back up through our abacus. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our loop turner, go down through the the octagon bead there, and we're going to pull that way, but not all the way through. Whoops, he popped out of his little hook. Let's get him back in the hook, close it up, and then pull it part way through. There we go. Okay. Now, in between these two beads, I want to tie a knot. I take my finger, loop that around all the way around my finger, underneath the beads, coming up in between those two beads. We've created a loop. Take the end, go through the loop, and pull it tight. And this is where I use the pliers to help me pull this tight. And we're going to hold it on this end and pull tight. So there's the loop that we're going to have at the end. Now, to get rid of this piece, we're going to go through the red one by coming through the top of it, grabbing my end, and then pulling that through. And that will hide my knot in there. We're going to get everything all tightened up. There we go. Then we're going to take this end here, loop it around my finger, just here at the bottom, go through the loop, hold on to this loop here because we don't want him to get stuck in there, grab our pliers, and we're creating a knot at the end. Now we need to cut off our knots, or our extra length of the cord here. There, and in here. Get rid of those. Now we're going to take our torch and we're going to singe. You see how that's all frayed? We want to singe that a little bit so that it doesn't. There it goes. It's in there. We're going to do the same thing on this one. We just want to get rid of those singed ends. And there, I just had to pull it just so that it would stay there. Did that off camera, sorry. What you have here is the Beaded Zip Buddy zipper pull. And it's really easy and simple to create. It takes minimal beads, minimal supplies, and you've got something that you can add to the kids' backpacks. You can give them out as gifts to those littles in your life. You can change up the colors to be their favorite colors. You know, for just depending on the child, you could go with different colors. You can even let them pick them out and have them help you create. I hope you have fun with this tutorial and have a great day. Bye.